This is the Phillies Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. You got Connor Thomas each and every day with your Locked On Phillies Daily Podcast. And you got me for your Locked On Phillies Postcasts. We got two today. They play two. I host two. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness gracious. It is so much better to come to you on a game after game one where the Phillies could still win this series, their sixth straight series in a row. How about that? It is on the table for you. It didn't particularly look great throughout this game. Like Jesus Luzardo looked great for 7 innings, 1 run. Like Bryce Harper looked like he certainly found his swing in this one. But the thing for Bryce Harper is he's had these games where he is, maybe he's breaking out of it. Whether it's a home run in a double game that he had against the Cleveland Guardians, or maybe even it's like a game like today where he hits one deep to right field in his first at bat on one pitch, got a hanging sweeper that he belted. And then, I don't know, my personal theory, he didn't miss it. My personal theory is it did not miss enough raindrops to get out of the stadium there in right field, because when he made contact with that, I was expecting facing of the second deck. It didn't happen. But bottom line, he comes up strong for the Phillies in the bottom of the 7th inning to get him the game-winning RBI. Love to see that. Some head-scratching moments that we'll get into, certainly. Just as an example, Rafael Marchan looked like he was a pointer finger away from not only being called out at second base in his second boneheaded base running play of the day, but also not only being called out, but getting DFA'd. Okay. And then we'll also talk about the bullpen, because Orion Kerkering, oh my goodness, I was like, this is going to be a great sign. High leverage situation for Orion Kerkering. Can he do it? He was perfect. Got the 2 outs he needed to get. Jose Alvarado, hope he's okay. They seem to be a little concerned with it. Odd, especially in game one of a doubleheader, that you use 2 bullpen arms in the same inning. Odd of a game one. And then Jordan Romano went out there, and you know what? In the beginning of the season, a lot of us, we had nothing but hate. But now it's everybody loves Romano. Everybody loves him right now. When you strike out the side in the 9th inning of a 1-run game, everyone's going to love you. That's how it works. Welcome in once again to the show. My name is Mark Farzetta. Great to have you along for the ride. Yes, this is the first of 2 postcasts that we will be doing today. Let's get into it. 3 big things. Number 1, Jesus Luzardo, folks. Just look at the numbers from him today. Again, everything working. Gets 6 strikeouts in the game. 7 innings pitched tonight for him, this afternoon rather. 5 hits, scattered them. 1 run. And 100 pitches through those 7 innings of work. I was flat out upset right out of the gate when I thought that the Phillies would actually not allow him to get the win. But he did pick up the win. The Phillies were able to pick him up in the 7th inning by getting that 2-run 7th inning for themselves, to be able to bounce back after he gave up just 1 run in the top of the 7th. Phillies not only took him off the hook with tying the game at 1, but also got him the win on Bryce Harper's RBI single. Again, I look at a guy like Jesus Luzardo, and he is just pitching phenomenally well to start out his Phillies career. I mean, 4-0. He gets the ERA down there. You see it to an even 2. We're talking about a guy giving you all-star stuff right now, excuse me, for the Phillies. And really, no matter how it went down for him, 1, 2, 3 first inning, just 8 pitches. Struggles a little bit there in the 2nd inning with 19 pitches. But again, he's able to record a strikeout to start things off. He gets Contreras, unfortunately, on a 5-pitch walk. He hits Herrera, but then settles in, gets Paez to strike out on a sweeper, and then Walker to line out on a shot to second base there to Bryson Stott. 3rd inning, he also gives out a 1-out walk, but he's able to get the double play ball to get out of that. 3rd inning, he allows a 2-out base hit to Contreras. Then he gets Herrera to ground into 4-6 fielder's choice. Just humming along throughout this game. 5th inning, infield single to shortstop on an errant throw by Trea Turner, a difficult ball to play. Walker then grounds into the fielder's choice, so you keep a runner at first base there. Scott steps up there, gets him to strike out on a sweeper, and then in that same 5th inning, Nootbaar strikes out looking at a sinker out over the middle of the plate that he just had a lot of run on, and it just confused the heck out of Nootbaar. That was that to get out of the fifth inning. Sixth inning, again, the man's just dealing. He gives up a leadoff single to win. Then all of a sudden he gets Donovan a strikeout on the sweeper. He gets Arenado to pop out to second base to get another out in that inning, and he is just out of it like that after a leadoff single in the sixth inning. He just kept on bringing it throughout the day. Seventh inning there, he gets in a little bit of trouble with the one-out double by Herrera. As I said, he scattered some hits, gives up the one-out double, gets Pages to fly out to left field, and then Walker just delivered a perfectly hit ball to left field for the RBI single. That was the only run he allowed, and it was only a 16-pitch inning, by the way. Then he gets out of it with the ground out by Scott to Bryce Harper at first base, and that was the day. That was the afternoon for Jesus Luzardo, just dealing throughout, and for the vast majority, with the one exception of seeing a runner on second base with one out in the seventh inning, he got out of it. He just kept cruising. What I really noticed from him tonight, more so than usual, the run on a sinker was top-notch, and it's been great, but today I thought it was particularly great, and I know 6 strikeouts doesn't exactly bode well for an incredible game for him, but still, the sinker kept guys off balance. It kept guys honest in the batter's box. The sweeper had some great break on it as well. I thought he was fantastic, and Lance Barksdale, by the way, behind home plate, had a, what's the word? Fluctuating strike zone. Is that a nice way to put that? Both him and Fetty throughout the game today were just like, thought that was on the corner. I thought I got the corner. I thought I got a lot of the black, but most of the white on that one there, Barksdale. But a frustrating day for pitchers nonetheless. But both guys, still, when you're keeping guys off balance in game one of doubleheader like this, it's a great sign there for your pitching, whether you're a Philly or you're a Cardinal on today. As far as number 2 goes, so number 1, Jesus Luzardo, more power to you. Number 2, Bryce Harper. I mentioned to start the show, the hanging sweeper that he got in the first inning, a first pitch. That ball just floated in the strike zone. Middle of the plate, down in the zone, but very much a strike. Bryce Harper belted that pitch. And when I saw contact, I thought for sure that, okay, home run. Phillies start out 1-0. We can all feel good to start out the first game of the doubleheader and all that. And then it just, I don't know, picked up every raindrop possible on its flight from home plate to the last foot of the warning track. And I think it was Walker out there, came down with the ball. It was a blast. He absolutely tattooed that baseball, but the box score doesn't tell you that. Try to go beyond the box score here in postcast. That would have been a home run. It wasn't, so that's that. Would Bryce Harper recover? Yeah, darn tootin' he'd recover. Comes up in the 7th inning. Well, first off, 6th inning. Let's talk about this for a second. 6th inning is the inning that I thought was going to come back to bite the Phillies in the butt. Fortunately, Bryce Harper in the 7th made sure that was not the inning that came back to bite the Phillies in the butt. And then also Ryan Kerkering did so, and so did Jordan Romano. So I look at Bryce Harper in that 6th inning. You have back-to-back walks to start off the inning, including a stolen base by Trea Turner. So you got first and second with nobody out. The Cardinals have a mound conference. Kyle Schwarber steps up there. He gets a 2-1 sinker out of the middle of the plate. That should have, forget about second deck. I'm talking about upper deck. I'm talking about Ryan Howard, Barry Bonds-ish area of the right field, the upper deck. That's what I'm talking about. He just misses this ball. He's a little late on it. Just misses this ball, ends up popping out to short, or third rather. Castellanos then pops out to short. They make a pitching change. Kepler goes down swinging 3-2, and I thought, all help is lost. All help is lost. But then in the 7th inning, Phillies were able to have a magical moment here where they actually get Rafael Marchan called out on the base paths, and then upon further review was safe, and I do think it was the right call. Rafael Marchan slides in there. Next up, you have after Stott steps up to the plate, he gets the RBI single, or RBI double, no, RBI single, to double, or Mary Joseph. RBI infield single to second base. Thanks, notes. And then they get the RBI single there to tie the game. Bryce Harper steps up after a Trea Turner pop out, so you're down to your final out. Trea Turner popped out to short. Bryce Harper is able to put enough of the barrel of the bat on this bloop single to center field, which plates Marchan, and then Bryson Stott ends up getting thrown out at at home plate. It was unbelievable that ball dropped in there off the bat of Bryce Harper. But every once in a while, as I've told you before with guys in slumps, you get that dying quail, you get the ground ball with eyes, you get every cliche from Bull Durham you need, and it could turn you in the right direction. This might be a game where you look at for Bryce Harper that could turn you in the right direction, especially when it later becomes the game-winning RBI base hit. So love to see that for Bryce Harper. Phillies then get a perfect outing from their bullpen with the exception of Jose Alvarado, who, again, left the game early. So if I have to go three things here, I look at the bullpen. Number one, Jesus Luzardo. Number two, Bryce Harper. And number three, Orion Kerkering comes in a very much high-leverage situation in that eighth inning to take over for Jose Alvarado. He's got runners on second and third with one out. He gets Arenado to fly out to Bryce Harper at first, and then he gets Contreras looking at a sinker. If that's not what you want, there's nothing better he could do there. Great job for Orion Kerkering. Like we talk about with Bryce Harper, things to build on. Same thing with Orion Kerkering here. You get an opportunity where you can win or lose a game for this team, and you choose to keep them in the lead. Then Jordan Romano comes in, strikes out the side. Just like that. An awesome performance by this Phillies bullpen tonight. Love to see that for the Phillies. They got the second game coming up at 6:15. So I look forward to breaking that one down with you guys as well. Once again, another programming note. I will be back with you guys for the postcast after game 2 as well. When we come back, I'll give you your player of the game. I'll give you the turning point of the game. And you absolutely bet I'll be giving you what you're going to be talking about tomorrow. No questions asked. That's when we return on Locked On Phillies Postcast. Oh, my goodness gracious. Let me tell you about the amazing, incredible people at SupplyHouse.com. Hopefully you guys are taking advantage of all they have to offer because you can get these supplies you need from the site that's made for the skilled trades. SupplyHouse.com. Whether you're into plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with the complete inventory that they have of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need, delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? SupplyHouse.com offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you always talk to a real person. And for the trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, you can use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order at supplyhouse.com. That's supplyhouse.com. Let's get right into it here when you talk about the player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Obviously, it's Jesus Luzardo, without question. Bryce Harper, nice day. Good hustle to you. Again, build on that. But Jesus Luzardo has been dominant since day one for the Phils in the Phillies uniform. He has shown no ill effects of injury. He has been absolutely lights out. An ERA of 2, people. 2. Love it. He is without question the player of the game. And as I mentioned earlier, you're talking about scattering hits throughout this ball game. And if there was anything close to a jam, he was out of it like nobody's business. Love to see that. As for...
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
7th inning was the turning point for me. Phillies had a huge opportunity. And here's the exact moment. I will boil it down to the turning point. 7th inning, let's not forget, the Phillies go into the bottom of the 7th inning down 1-0. Alec Boehm grounds out to second. Westin Wilson pitch hits for Brandon Marsh. Don't mind that at all. He gets a single to left field. Nice to see you, son. Then Rafael Marchan steps up to the plate, and he hits a single to right field. Westin Wilson goes to third. Marchan tries to stretch. The throw goes to third as well, and Westin Wilson is safe. Then Nolan Arenado fires to second base to originally what was called getting out Rafael Marchan at second. His helmet's off. He looks like a fool. It's the second base running a mistake at this time by Rafael Marchan, but he is ruled safe after the Phillies challenged the play. He just got his right pointer finger in there before he was tagged. How about that? Right pointer finger is here. He's DFA'd. Right pointer finger there. He's a hero. That's it. You stay on the team. Congratulations. Another week in the majors, probably. So Rafael Marchan's safe. So he got second and third. That exact moment where Lance Barksdale came back and was like, we were wrong. And then that was the turning point. Because after that, Bryson Stott gets the RBI infield single to second, scoring Westin Wilson. Trea Turner pops out to short. Bryce Harper comes up with the RBI bloop single to center field. Now, could the Phillies have gotten one more run out of that? Well, I would have loved to have seen Kyle Schwarber get it earlier at bat because it is a shame that his on-base streak ends today. He was 0 for 4, no walks, no hit by pitches, anything like that. So it ends. It's over. It was nice to see you. It was nice while we had you. But Bryce Harper comes up there, and then Kyle Schwarber comes up, or would have come up if he didn't have Bryson Stott getting thrown out at home for the third out of the inning. And that was that. It wasn't even a good throw. Wasn't even a good throw. Pahe said to go up the line for it. I don't To me, it looked like from every angle I saw that Bryson Stott absolutely had an argument for blocking the path to home plate. It looked to me that Pages was just standing there straddling the line, and if that's not blocking the plate, I don't know what is. Now, Stott, I guess, still has to go into a slide in that situation. But I thought the Phillies certainly had an argument at least there and rightfully challenged it. Unfortunately, they lost the challenge, but I thought they made the right call in challenging it. So that was a bit of an odd one. But certainly in that seventh inning, that was without question the turning point. As far as what you'll be talking about tomorrow,
this is what you'll be talking about.
I always try to keep it real in these moments. What you'll be talking about tomorrow, right? All right, well, you'll be talking about the Phillies hopefully winning both games of the doubleheader. Won't know that till tonight, where we give you the second postcast, plug. And then you'll probably be talking about the NFL schedule. Again, trying to keep it real. All right, let's get into the chat check and see what you guys are talking about after this fine Phillies victory. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? JDM, this is going to be remarkably boring through 5 innings. Or this game is remarkably boring through 5 innings. Well, I mean, I like watching. I take exception because Luzardo was dealing. And even Crucker during the broadcast was like, well, nothing's happened, so I yawned. I'm like, well, Luzardo is awesome. 15 at-bats with runners in scoring position, both teams, and you call this boring? Oh, Jess Patrick, snap. Props to Luzardo, Harper, Romano, Thompson for this effort. Quite a ball game. Everybody loves Romano. I know. Everybody loves Jordan. Christopher Michael, hello. Wow, never thought Romano would lock. See, here's the thing. I was critical of Jordan Romano in the beginning of the season, too, because, well, he earned it. But I also pointed out that he's a 2-time All-Star coming here from Toronto. So, like, I didn't think that he just all of a sudden sucked. You know what I mean? I will say that. Oh, Evelyn. First off, Evelyn, nice to meet you on Twitter, by the way, or X, Scusi. Deborah is going to be Deborah and the twins. Way to go, Romano. Deborah's going to be so proud. Kirkering looked good again. What do you think of Stott trying to score? I like when they are aggressive, but not sure about that choice. I didn't like it because you had Schwarber up next. Like, that's what didn't make sense to me. And also, I went back and I looked at it because I just wanted to make sure, because sometimes when you go back, sometimes you go back and you check the play-by-play on like ESPN or something like that, and it'll be like, sometimes the runner will be on second base when they were actually on first. It's not always right. Whoever's keeping track, I guess, takes a bathroom break every once in a while. I don't know. But I just go, well, hold on, now, don't get me wrong. Like 99% of the time, it's right. So I actually went back on my DVR, and I went back and I watched that 7th inning with just to make sure that Bryson Stott was on first base. And he was on first base during the Bryce Harper RBI. And when so Harper makes contact, and when they go to the overhead shot to see where the ball is going, Stott's basically at second base because there's 2 outs. He's running on contact. He's got good speed. So he takes off. It's not crazy to think he could score on that play. However, when you're thrown out by not even a great throw, that means you should not have gone. And he should not have gone. And most of that comes to the idea that, again, you have Kyle Schwarber coming up next. If you have like Rafael Marchan coming up next, then send him. But not if you have Schwarber coming up next. So Evelyn, I don't think he should have went. Jeremy Van Skyver, hey buddy. Great win, boys. Great job by the pen. Let's take 2. I'm with you. Bandman 100, what's popping? What a freaking great gamble by Topper putting Kirk in. Thought that would bite us for sure, and Romano just dominated the Redbirds. There you go. I have it on good authority. Oh, here he is, our man Ari. Ari, hey buddy, Cardinals fan, but also an Eagles fan, people. That was really flipping annoying. That 7th inning was just dumb all around. Great job by both starters battling and keeping the offense light. I'm with you. Absolutely there, Ari. Ari told me before the game. Oh, darn it. Is it Chip Carey? Play-by-play guy? Hold on. For the Redbirds? I believe it is. Harry Carey's grandson, if I'm not mistaken. He said, "Fly, Cardinals, fly," in the first inning on the Cardinals broadcast. If that's true, I actually find that funny. If that's the way he put it. Yeah, Chip Carey. Fly, Cardinals, fly. That is funny. I do think that is funny. Bandman 100, hello. Not sure whether it's just done with the Marchand experiment, or I'm just done with the Marchand experiment, or he just needs more time. Very mixed for him today. So to recap, Rafael Marchan. Hold on, let me do this. Marchand in my notes. 3rd inning, he gets doubled off third base. Dumb. There was no way that ball was dropping. I don't know what he was thinking. He got doubled off first. When you have Turner coming up, you had a leadoff walk. You had Stott, Turner, Harper. Yeah, that's pretty dumb. Then you go into the 5th inning. He gets a single to center field, and he wasn't running hard. Now, let me say this. In no way do I think Rafael Marchan is getting to second base. Like, there's no way he's squeaking out a double on that play that dropped in between right and center and right field. There's no way. So if he's busting it out of the box, I think this ends with him being thrown out by a mile at second base. Now, with that being said, should he still, knowing that he's hanging on by a thread right now, be busting it every second? Absolutely. The result, to me, does not matter when you consider the philosophy, okay? The philosophy is, you bust it. You're barely a major leaguer right now. You bust it every opportunity you get. Now, how I think that play should have ended was him busting it out of the box, not lollygagging, following the ball into center field, and then slamming on the brakes after a hard turn at first. That's how that play should have ended. 7th inning, he stretches it into he's taking second on the throw. He, again, was a right pointer finger away from getting DFA'd. Because, again, he's out of options here. So it's a DFA type of situation. He also had a pass ball on Alvarado. Come on, bro. Brittany Redmond. Hello, Brittany. Jordan, Daman, Romano. Here for it. I'm going to do a play on here, okay? Daman Romano. If you watch the Phillies games, local broadcast, you'll know what's what. Jess Patrick, just 5 strikeouts on the Phillies side. That's pretty damn good. Star Wars 99, what's up, buddy? Kirkering saves. Jose, yeah. Luzardo was sick. That movement on those pitches was unreal, especially with a wet ball. Ari Stein, absolutely. Look at Ari. This is what the Cardinals fans produce, okay? People that will give a tip of the cap to the other people. Thank you, Ari. Schwarber's on base streak does end, Colton. That is sad. Go 6 Romano has actually pitched well lately. He absolutely has. Ari Stein says go Birds just to get that in. Marchand 2 for 2 with a walk, caught 3 pitchers. And you know, Faxi, again, the box score looks pretty sexy for Rafael Marchan. But if you watch the game, you go, huh, that lucky SOB. What do you know? Yeah, 2 for 2. Get the comment out of there. 2 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Yeah, so he gets his average up to 160 now. There you go. Timothy B. Hey, Farzetta. Hey, Timothy B. Thanks. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful, as per usual. All right. Why do I always miss that? There we go. All right. I'll be back with you guys after the 6:15 start time today. You got Aaron Nola going against Sonny Gray. The Phillies will go for their 6th series win in a row. So I look forward to that. See you guys after the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. You got me with all your postcast needs. You got Connor Thomas with your Locked On Phillies daily podcast as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Catch you guys after game 2, where the Phillies hopefully win the game and the series. See you guys then. Bye.